Hello, hello, Shoe Shack Redemption here. Excited to bring the off-season for the Orlando Magic. Hopefully a successful one. If you watched the last video, we were awful. 6-76. That was kind of on purpose. Not necessarily on purpose to be that awful. We wanted to be in line for the best shot at the first pick, which we are. But I also didn't want my entire team to be furious, which they are. So the Bulls won the championship over the surprise Mavericks. 6 seed. Real life shouldn't have made the playoffs. This team shouldn't have made the playoffs, and they definitely should have made it to the finals, but they did. So there's that. I just remembered something I meant to do before going live. I'm going to do it real quick, and that's to change the guys who weren't supposed to play back to not playing, because I don't know why they did. So, as a bit of background, I had like Magic Johnson, who was retired during this time, Tony Kukoc, Zan Tabak here, guys who were out because they were overseas or weren't playing, I had out. And for some reason, they all turned yellow during the season instead of red. And therefore, they were playable. So Magic Johnson played the last game of the season and then all of the playoffs. I don't really know why that happened. So for everybody that wasn't supposed to play in the 92-93 season, I'm going to go ahead and reset their days here. Sorry, I did mean to not bore people with this, but I want to do it before the off season so that people know who's on their team and available, so they can draft and stuff. So I know Davis didn't play till 93. Might be faster if I just go to healthy and then switch it back, and yeah, that's going to be much faster. Switch it back to personal reasons, like to be at 480, and then midway through the first season for them to be playable is kind of silly. Sabonis didn't play till the 95 season, so I don't want to give them an injury because that could actually affect their like progression and stuff. Like if you give them a leg injury, then their speed will go down in the off season and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess I could give everybody suspension and that would make them unplayable, but that seems kind of wrong too. Kukoc didn't play till 93. Be funny to give somebody cramps for 480 days. Poked in the eye, 480. Migraine, man, I hope not. Alright, some of these guys I'm not sure about. Avent might have played. He did play in 92, 93, so I can actually take that down. I'll just do it like, I guess I could just take it away. Let's just take it away. That makes sense, right? So the Bucks can have Anthony Avent. Congratulations. Okay, I skipped some of these guys. Tabak. He didn't play till, is that 93? 94, 95, actually, so. Just because the goal was to kind of win against the players that were playing during this time, I guess it would have been easier just to keep these guys off of the roster altogether, but I didn't want to do that either. Henson was not out, so he can be back. I think Tarpley was still suspended this season. Too far. Dumas played. He can play for the Suns now. Alright. Magic needs to... See, he's yellow. Oh, whoops. But that didn't happen in my first playthrough, so that's what's weird. Or if it did, I didn't notice it. Like, if somebody's out for personal reasons, they're out. Like, they're not thinking about playing. So I don't know why 2K has it. Maybe that was part of an update and I didn't know it? He had retired. I guess we can just kind of leave that and he can decide whether he plays or not. And that's it. So Greg Grant and Reggie Lewis, those are legit injuries that happened during the season, so we will leave those. Alright, so now we will advance, and I will similarly keep the guys active that actually played. Brad Davis's last year was 91-92, so he's gone. I know Tree Rollins played more. I don't know about Wayne Cooper. This was his final year, so he's gone. Mo Cheeks played one more year, so we'll keep him around. I know Rambus played another. Eaton might have played another. Yes, I know he did. I don't think Gerald played anymore, did he? That was his last year. And Charles Jones, which one is this? Drafted in 79. He played, oh my, he played till he was 40. Well, that's not going to happen, but alright. That was also the first time that Robert Parrish and I think it was Moses. There have been a couple good guys that have shown up. Was that guy real? I hope not. I don't think so. Okay. A couple good guys because the Hall of Fame and the jersey retirements were a thing. And if they're people that try to retire and you don't let them, it'll still show up just blank. So, anyway. Let that stuff go. We have shot clock resets. Here we go. Lottery. We have the first and the seventh best chances. So together, 24% chance. Almost a fourth of a chance of getting that number one pick. And the hope is that if we don't, we can trade for it. So let's see. Hopefully we don't see any teams move up until the 7th, so we don't get pushed back at all. Hornets and Pacers. Bullets. So most of the teams here are teams that should be in the lottery. In real life, Morning went to the Hornets at pick 2. Clippers with the 8th pick. Alright, so we're at least getting the 7th. That's good. If we don't see the Magic here, that would be wonderful. Well, darn. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed it. I thought I was... That's amazing. Bucks and Magic have moved to the top 3. That might mean that my top pick got moved out, but at least we have a top 3. It could mean that we have like a 3 and 4, which hopefully would be fine. Oh boy. If we have 2 top 4 picks, holy moly. Is this going to be one of the picks here? Wolves. Oh my gosh, we have 2 of the top 3. Well, I don't think there's any way we can't get the number 1 pick. This is going to be beautiful. Please be number 1 for one of them. We need Shaquille Rashawn O'Neal. Well, there's 3. Which one is that? That's the San Antonio. So we still have the top spot. Potentially it's the Bucks that shifted up, and then the Magic's pick that had the number 1 chance. Come on, Bucks. Come on, Bucks. Ah. Alright, well, hopefully it won't take much to trade for it. Maybe the number 2 and a future first? Like, you think that'll be enough? I mean, Morning's pretty good. So the Bucks will be happy with Morning to replace Moses Malone, who's like 38 years old or something. Alright, 2 and 3. Better than I would have guessed. I think let's go ahead and get a staff before we try the trades. Well, I can try it just to see. Hopefully it's tradable. Oh my gosh, if it's not tradable. Okay, good. It says none, but I imagine there is some. I guess I can go ahead and do it. It won't hurt anything, but I was going to say wait till I get somebody who might help with my trading. Hey, the guys aren't down as much. Skiles was down 3 or 4. Anderson the same. Could also try to trade Stanley Roberts with the pick. That might help. Oh, whoops. I was already in where I needed to be. Let's see what it's worth. 4 stars. Dale Ellis and Moses. Well, so they would like Shaq and, well, hopefully not Morning, but Leitner. Because if I can not trade the 2 or the 3, like keep one of them, then I'll, trade one of them for the first pick and then trade another. I might just get a guy that makes a big impact on the team. I don't know about Big Game James, but maybe. Kenny Anderson would be a nice young piece. Dikembe, holy moly. So this one is 3.5, so not quite the same. Like a Horace Grant and a first. That would be nice. So I'm just getting ideas here. Danny Manning's pretty darn good. Kendall Gill is a good defender and scorer. Mitch Richmond. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I'm not saying I'm going to win it all this year, but it's going to be a whole lot different than 6 and 76. All right, let's sign some people. I'm going to fire Matt Gukas because he's awful. Like, I knew he was bad, but I didn't know he was no stars at defense and a half a star at offense. So I guess I'll make sure there's somebody out there. Which there's, Larry Brown. And I'll try not to get the cheater, Michael Stauffer, who is on every 2K. Popovich I could try to steal. Oh, they might say no, though. Paul Westphal. Are there any other, real people? Bill Fitch is real. That would be interesting. Most of the other real people are probably under contract. What badges does he have? It says his head coach is 77. I was going to say hopefully he doesn't have competitor, but of course he does. Also, I don't think that's what Bill Fitch looked like. Anybody else? Westphal has no offense for some reason. Larry Brown would be the best. We might just make an offer to Larry Brown and Popovich and see what happens. So let's go ahead and fire. How much money do we have? 3.46. What does Larry Brown have? He is a competitor as well, which I don't like. Shows little patience for young players. That's not good. He actually doesn't have that many badges. What about Mr. Popovich? He has no badges. No badges for Greg Popovich. But he's real good at head coach. Or we go for a fake guy. Not Mike Stauffer. I don't know. I kind of want a real guy. So let's try... I want to try Popovich, but I do feel like he's not going to... The Spurs won't let him, so... We'll try both, I guess. See what happens. Let's do more than he wants. And we'll give him a lower offer just to see. Alright, my assistant coach is also awful. So, get rid of him. The shot doctor is also awful. I mean, he's not doing anything for the team. He has no badges. He's 59 at assistant coach, so I would rather just have nobody. We also need a CFO. My assistant GM is not very good. He's 65. We have a terrible, terrible staff. Alright, let's try. You guys have offers? Yes. Julian House is pretty good. Just try to get somebody who doesn't have an offer. I don't want a bully. Higher revenue. I guess I'll just try this guy. Alright, we need a scout. Somebody that has the one with additional. Where is it? That, oh, not that one. Where the heck is it? Does this guy have it? Yeah, dedicated. Lester Snow. Bloodhound, dedicated, and foreign scout. He's 87 at head scout, so he seems pretty good. So let's try him. We need a doctor as well. We need all the things. He tends to overwork players. That's not good. This guy has all sorts of badges. So let's go with him. We have one offer left. Let's try to get an assistant coach while we're at it. So if we get Brown, he's equal offense and defense. And Popovich is a little more defense. Well, this guy wasn't looking awful. 78. He's got some badges. Not good at defense, but let's try him. He could also be a shot doctor, guard guru, or post D master. Don't want that guy. Tactician and guard guru. 73. I don't want a competitor badge, especially if my head coach will have one. Alright, let's try this guy. Alright, that is all. Larry Brown has gone elsewhere, so that's not good. Let's see, CFO still only has one offer, that's good. That guy has one offer. We're going to have to make another offer for head coach because I don't think the Spurs will let me take Popovich. So this guy has mentor and nothing else. He's real good at defense, though. The guy I'm offering is only good at offense, so I'd like a head coach with defense. Benjamin Walker is fake with no badges, but good at defense. Troy Jamison has competitor that I don't want. I like the clutch one that helps in elimination games, but he's not very good. Wish you could just sort by like where it says head coach 72. Like, can I just sort by that overall? That'd be great. That would be wonderful. Alright, well, there aren't many options. This guy was decent. Harris Weber, I could give like a... Actually, this guy without badges is better. I do like badges, though. He has more offense. So I feel like I'll go him as like a 2-year deal, just to see how things go. Whoops. Alright, now hopefully our scout, yep, he looks like he's only got the one offer, and the doctor only has one offer. So he has all sorts of things. So let's just focus on what we want, which is avoiding injuries, which is sports science. And sports science is the monitor looking logo. That one. Let's go ahead and go with Isaac Flores. Whoops. Wanted somewhere in between. I thought it would jump to 50, not 30. What else do we want? Players heal faster. We probably want sports psych because our morale was awful. Sports psych is the plus sign on the head. Actually, probably. That's the guy we're trying to get as a doctor. That guy, Joshua Nance. Go for it, Joshua. Oh my gosh. Oh, that worked. We've got 3 offers left. Let's get another trainer and then actually let's go get some more coaches. There was somebody who was a guard guru that seemed alright. It wasn't him. This guy was alright. Wally Griffin. Let's do Wally Griffin as a guard guru. He can take 4 years, why not? If we get Shaq, we're going to want a big man coach. And big man coach looks like the arrow with the muscles. So that guy, he's a competitor. We don't want that. He's big man and mentor, even better. So maybe him. There's this guy. Alright, I think we're going for... He was a competitor, right? Yes, this guy. Mentor and big man. Sure, we'll give him a 2-year deal because he's not very good. And now, let's see, we've got Nick Anderson and Dennis Scott, so a shot doctor might be a pretty good idea. And that is the basketball with, yeah, that one. So that's the guy we're offering for, I think, head coach. This guy's got short timer, shot doctor, guard guru, and wing whisperer. He's only 69 overall, though. Shot doctor, rejuvenator, and post D. He's 73, so Ken Bass might be alright. That's competitor. Let's go with Ken Bass. 2-year. Alright. We have our CFO who's going to sign. Larry Brown has rejected. We have our team doctor who's going to sign. So we got 2 things filled out. I don't know if I should get a new assistant GM. Is there somebody who can actually help me with like trades? That would be wonderful. I guess we need to probably sort by. So there's GMs. See what badges they have. Players enter negotiations with increased interest. That's good. He's 71 at it. 73, Leon Jordan. 79, Lawrence Clark. Lawrence Clark might be the way to go. He's not bad. Alright, where's assistant GM? I thought there was one with trades that helps with trade possibilities. Higher trust level. That might help somehow. I think I said Lawrence Clark or something like that. Higher trust level. Entering negotiations, driven to get their dream job. Pat with Russ are unwilling to make. What's that matter if I'm in control of the team? Is he gonna like leave me if I make sweeping changes? It's not up to you, dude. You're not the GM. Alright, I said this guy. Lawrence Clark is 79 versus this guy who's 65. Yep. Goodbye. Oh, I did it by this, didn't I? Of course, I think I did it backwards. Sure did. Lawrence Clark. There he is. He's not great at influence, which I think is what it was sorted on. Maybe it was organizing. Alright, well, you're good enough to get a 4-year deal. Why not? Alright, are any of my other guys getting offers? No. Interesting. Alright, we did big man, shot doctor. We have 4 staff right now. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we still have 3 spots open. Gonna get another trainer. Either stamina, or we want people to heal faster. So maybe physio, or maybe both. Physio's the heart. Does anybody have that? There's one. Edmund Elliott is pretty good. It's all he has, though. I like people with multiple badges like that, his stamina and physio. So let's do him. Nick Paxson, welcome aboard. And another coach would be fine. Shot doctor, guard guru, and big man. Probably need some defense. We will have Shaq. I sure hope. So maybe we go for post D. Post D is the fence, I think. Is that right? Or the, yeah. Guard guru, post D, and mentor. Delano Waters is an option. Competitor is a no-go. My guys get angry enough as it is. Alright, Delano... No, not Donovan. Where was he? Delano Waters. Alright, and do we go ahead and get another scout? Or... let's do like a strength trainer. I assume that's the dumbbell. Which, somebody, yeah, that guy had one. Experimenter, that's not good. Strength, science, and that guy we already offered. Glenn Hughes is relentless, that's not good. This guy only has strength. Strength and stamina, Kenny Parker. Let's do him. Alright, let's advance. Popovich has been blocked, but we're going to get Benjamin Walker as our new head coach. He's 77 at it without any badges, so he's an offensive-minded guy. Can you see? No. I have no idea what his preference of style is or anything like that. Benjamin Walker, along with an assistant, they're both... or no, Walker's good at defense. My assistant is good at offense, okay. Got one of our assistant coaches as well. Alright. No offers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll still have one opening, it seems. Right? 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 3 is 7. Yeah, we're still going to have an opening, so maybe we just go ahead and get another scout. Maybe it's good at like turning around quickly or something like that. What? Oh, whoops. Didn't realize I was on my offers only. Alright, there's a badge. Yeah, that, no, not the low potential. I want overseas. I thought there was one that helps with, yeah, top prospects. High knowledgeable North American and low potential. Well, he's good stuff. So let's get him. And then just move forward. We got 2 of our assistant coaches and 1 of our trainers. Our GM still hasn't signed. Now he did. Now the only guy left is that assistant scout. Coaching's looking much better. Scouts sign now. We have a full staff. Beautiful. We got everything new, I think. The only thing that stayed was the GM, which is me, and the governor, which you can't do anything about. So there you go. All right. Let's go see if anything changed with the old trade finder. It was the Bucks. They say no. So we're going to go propose to the Bucks. We will give you the 3rd and Jeff Turner and Jack Haley and a 2nd. All right. Well, should probably have to trade this. Trade that first, because if I get better, then my first will never be worth more than they are right now. Wow. Okay. I don't necessarily need next year's first, or 2 years. I think they know that Shaquille O'Neal's available. Wow. Okay, well, let's add number 2 instead. Now, will these guys make a difference? Turner, Haley. No. Will Stanley Roberts make a difference? He's 2 stars. No. Okay. Well, I guess we'll try future first. Is there any chance they give me something back? Is it really going to take 3 firsts to move up 1 spot? Alright, well, what about Roberts in the first? I would think they could at least counter it. Like, just add another first or something. So it took the second, my 96 first, Roberts, Haley, and Turner, and a second. I can't even see the full trade. So we still have the third to play with. We got rid of our 96, which hopefully by that time it would have been terrible anyway. Now we can't trade our 95, which kind of sucks. We still have the 94, 93 to play with. But now what I can do is I can dangle that third for an impact player. And we got rid of Roberts' contract. Turner and Haley are gone. And then a second that wouldn't have mattered. So I'd say that's a win. These guys are all restricted. Didn't realize that. Brian Williams is still a maybe on staying with the team. I'm going to go ahead and see what the third gets me, now that I have more cap room as well. McHale and Fox. There's Danny Manning again. Kenny Anderson is first, and a first is hard to pass up. He's got to go up, like probably 2, 3, 4 overall, and a first. He'll be just as good as Scott Skiles if that happens. That's Dikembe Mutombo. I don't know what they're doing. Speaking of that, if I get Kenny Anderson, what can Scott Skiles get me? Can he get me a power forward? Another first. It doesn't look as great. 2 firsts from the Suns. What about with it? Alvin Robertson and Moses. Michael Adams in the 9th. So I get 5 better. The contract is actually a little better. And I move down 6 spots. I don't know why the Bullets would do that. That's interesting. Horace Grant would be wonderful. And B.J. Armstrong. I get a point guard and a power forward, which is what I was looking for. Wow. That is an option. Use a little bit of my cap space. Oh my, Celtics blowing up their franchise. Manning, I don't know, like, 56%. Jackson and Starks, big game. Mavericks, who just went to the finals, trying to trade their 2 best players. There's Dikembe. So they really want to draft? It could be Zoe, could be Leitner. What are they doing? I could go down 1 pick by taking on Tony Campbell. That's interesting. Campbell's a half a star more. I don't know why. He's the same overall and 2 years older. Alright, well, it seems like I have some flexibility there. The other idea is these picks will probably never be worth 2 stars again if I can win some games this season. I don't know that they'll get me anybody super good, but I could pair them together, potentially. Oh, that one's 2.5, so 93 is probably the one I should be focusing on getting rid of. Kendall Gill. I can trade up to get the second now. That's funny. Manning and Harper, that's their 2 best players. Glenn Rice in the 5th. What? Oh, What are these trades? I'm impressed because I would gladly take either Mitch Richmond or Glenn Rice. I like Richmond, but I'd also like Nick Anderson to keep starting. Dennis Scott could be a sixth man. Alright, let's get into the draft and then we'll see, I guess. Alright, so that doesn't matter. We want to scout people that are going to be at the top. Potential all-stars, maybe. Let's go Paul Williams. Shaq's the strongest. Good. Alright. Are we ready for this? Shaquille O'Neal is going to be drafted by the Orlando Magic. He looks good in that jersey, doesn't he? The Bucks go with Mourning, big surprise. Moses Malone is 37. The Magic are on the clock. They did not give me any trade offers. Let's see if anything changed here. Terrell Brandon's interesting. He's got to go up. He's only 22. Like, do I go click Horace Grant and see what pops up, or go click Glenn Rice? Kenny Anderson is still a fine option as well. Well, I don't want somebody that shoots a whole lot, but he's an A- at defense. He's got potential. He's all right at threes. Not the greatest at passing. Super speedy. I think let's see who's out there. We've got some assets that teams will be interested in. Let's just click Kenny. They want Anderson and 94, Skiles and Anderson. Well, I don't want to trade Anderson. Try to click on the guys that were popping up. Sean Elliott was not, but I wanted to see if I could get him. They don't want to trade their centerpieces. The Bucks will be more than happy to trade Moses Malone now. They already were. Alright, Horace Grant. It'll take Skiles the third and a second round pick, and I get BJ Armstrong in return. Like, why wouldn't I do this? Can BJ play defense? He's amazing at threes. He's a good passer. 75. He might still go up because he's 24. Skiles is going to start going down soon. He's already down because he's angry. Wow. Who the Bulls going to get? I guess they'd probably draft Leitner to replace Grant. I don't know why the Bulls would do that. They just won the championship. Grant actually shot well. Usually have a hard time with him. He didn't shoot as well as he's supposed to, but 47's decent. Terrell Brandon's pretty cheap. And he has A- potential. I think I'd rather have Kenny Anderson. But what I'm really curious about is Glenn Rice, the third and my pick next year. What about the third and my 94? But then I can't. I have to trade my 93 and 94 in the same trade. Richmond's on an expiring deal. That's probably why they're trying to get rid of him. I feel like Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong is a pretty good idea. Wow, they're trading Alonzo Mourning already. Second round pick. Is that what popped up before? Because I might still be able to trade the 93 and 94 for something else. So, money-wise, Kenny Anderson's pretty expensive for how young he is. That's probably why they're getting rid of him. Glenn Rice, not as bad, and much better overall. And Horace, not too bad either. BJ's pretty cheap. What was it that popped up? Same thing. And if I click both of them, nothing pops up. Cool. Which makes a lot of sense. Grant and Armstrong for Skiles in the third. Fills two needs. I don't know that I'd find a better point guard on the free agent list. Glenn Rice is more of a scorer, which would take away shots from Shaq, and also not great at defense. Well, just as good as Armstrong, I guess. But I'd rather have a small forward that can play defense because Dennis Scott doesn't, and Nick Anderson's not great at it, I don't think. Well, everybody's 75 at defense, evidently. Seeing if there's a chance either of them popped up with it. Oh, nothing. Okay. Alright, I'm feeling like the Grant BJ duo makes the most sense. Skiles on his own got us king in a first. So no one near what we're getting by pairing him with the first. The other option is to use the first, but I don't think I want Christian Leitner when I can get Horace Grant. And Skiles is upset, 3 years, getting worse. BJ's on the rise. We're doing it. And the Bulls, no, they won't go Leitner. They'll go LaFonso Ellis. Jim Jackson, Gugliotta. Leitner goes 6 to the Nuggets. Kings get Sprewell. Todd Day. Ori goes to the Bullets. Don McClain is 10th. Walt Williams. Harold Miner. I think it was like 15th or 16th. It was in the teens that first fake guy went last time, and I don't know why. If it's the same guy, I'm going to have to go look and see if I can make him worse. Maybe his max potential is too high or something. No other trades other than mine so far. At least we got through 20. There's a trade. Ooh. A couple of guys that probably won't play for the 21st pick. So the Nuggets wanted John Barry. Woods, Keefe. Can we do the first round all with real people? Maybe? Maybe? Bulls finish it out? Yeah, Sean Rooks. Geiger, Houston. There's the first fake guy. It might have been him, actually. But at least he's 30th. Popeye. I'm just going to make sure there's nobody. Is there anybody hanging out that I should try to trade up for? Laterial Green, who was on the Magic. Otherwise, no. Okay. We will resume. So in one day, we get Shaq, Horace Grant, and B.J. Armstrong. And should still have some money to sign somebody. Rockets get some back-to-back fake guys here. Shaquille O'Neal. On the Magic. I think we're going to sign him. Options, we're going to say no to Jim Peterson. Winston Garland was accepted, and so was Corkiani, who did okay after I traded him to the Spurs. Qualifying offers. I thought about giving Michael Curry one, because he didn't do too bad. He's 23. He's decent at defense. No, he's not. Probably will want the potential, or the minimum anyway, so. Royal was awful. Scheffler was awful. Jackson was pretty bad, so. We'll find new end of bench players. Alright, well, if we didn't get Shaq, I guess that's the backup plan. It says we have 9.8 million. I think we can get even more by clearing Jim Peterson's cap hold, Tim McCormick's cap hold, Donald Royal, Steve Scheffler. I'll keep Michael Curry's around just in case it helps. Oh no, it says we have 4 million, my bad. 9's our salary. 4 million's a pretty good amount, though. We've got the Armstrongs. We've got Nick Anderson, 3D, Horace and Campbell and Williams and Shaq. So those guys are going to be my backup bigs, barring any crazy signing. So bigs are pretty much taken care of. We could sign a starting small forward to put 3D as 6th man, which I kind of like that idea. But either way, we need a wing. Darryl Armstrong, I hope, gets better, because he did pretty well as a 71 overall. But we only have 8 players and $4 million. But what we could do is see what these picks get us while they're still worth something. Scott Skiles. That's funny. It seems that they won't get us much. Abdul Rauf, Terry Cummings, Pearson Johnson. That'd be 2 wings, but that takes up like all my cap space. Johnson, they're both shooters, so that's not really what I'm looking for. And Pierce is okay at defense, but scoring is not what we need. We can go click around to see if anybody is gettable. Rookies can't be traded. I don't really want to trade my players. Can you take my picks, please? Like, is there any world where we can still get Glenn Rice? I know I said I want a defense, but... Warriors and Knicks. I mean, we could trade Brian Williams, but I'd rather not, because if there's an injury, we need some depth at that position. Dale Ellis. Old Scott Skiles on the Bulls. Hogman would be a pretty good defensive small forward. Doesn't have to score a lot, although he does score quite a bit. McKee's, whoops, I almost pressed start. Whew, they would have accepted that. Cancel. Well, that's more or less what I was looking for. He would be my starting small forward who's really good at defense. Doesn't have to score a lot. And we get a backup point guard upgrade over Darrell Armstrong. That might not seem like a good enough haul for 2 first-round picks for a team that just went 6 and 76. But knowing that those picks are going to be much, much worse, I could get a first back without getting McMillan. It's interesting. I also didn't actually look at the free agent list yet, so I should probably do that. Leitner paired with Mutombo and Abdul Rauf. That's a pretty good young core. Augman was the other guy I was going to click. Oh, cool. They only want Nick Anderson. Alright, who we got here? Center, we don't really need somebody. We'll just need minimums probably there. Same with power forward. Because hopefully Williams goes up and Campbell might too. Rodman's getting some offers. Not good ones. Neither is Bird. Because everybody's going after David Robinson. Does nobody have money to sign these people? Alright. A starter that can play defense. That doesn't have to score a lot. Reggie scores quite a bit, so does McDaniel. Harvey Grant was my big signing in the Rockets one I did. He's actually kind of a fit. I thought he was better at defense than he is, but he's still just as good as most of the guys I've seen. He might shoot a little too much for what I'm looking for. Kersey's amazing at defense and a good rebounder. Once quite a bit of money, though. He'd be happier with a 1-year deal. Pressing the wrong button. Sort by defense here. Kirsty's at the top. Clifford Robinson. He's still pretty young. Could play most of the small forward and power forward minutes. Alright, shooting guards. There's some better perimeter defenders for sure. Mario Ellie. Anybody that could play small forward? I guess Nick Anderson could also be small forward. Ellie could play small forward. He doesn't have to shoot a lot. He's 77 at defense. Pretty good at threes. He's 80 at threes. Mario Ellie might be a good fit for this team. His shot tendency is real low. That might be a steal. I might get him regardless, whether he starts or as a backup or whatever I do. My big trade option was Derek McKee, which could still happen. Bobby Phills plays some defense. I keep pressing the wrong button. Muggsy Bogues probably would have been who I targeted. Maybe Michael Williams if I didn't just trade for B.J. Armstrong. But getting McKee and McMillan would be pretty good. That's a lot of defense coming my way when my team doesn't have that much of a defensive presence, I don't think. My backup point guard right now is an A-. Anderson is decent. Horace, I guess my big guys are good at defense. We got good interior defense. It's more just the perimeter that's lacking, and McKee and McMillan would do that. So I think I make that trade and still sign Mario Ellie if I can. How much of... Let's go ahead and offer Ellie. He'd rather do a 1-year deal. I think let's do 2. Something like that. So we have 4.01, and what did I try just one of these to see what it got? Who was that? The Bucks? Wow. That wouldn't really happen in real life. You would just trade future picks for future picks. I don't think that's a thing. I'll try to keep it somewhat realistic. So there's the Sonics, but those are not the guys I want. So did McKee pop up when I did this? No. So that's the trade. 93, 94. Can I make this protected? Because my 95 is going to be locked up anyway. Can I make it lottery protected? That's still only going to use 2 million of my 4 million, so we can still sign somebody. Oh, they're adding more first, trying to give me Dana Barros. When I clicked both of them, did it not do anything? No, it did. Exactly what I want, except I want 94 protected. If I click McMillan, it's just the 94. Or Williams, Armstrong, Campbell. If I click just McKee, what if I click McKee, McMillan, and that? Nope. What if I click McKee and that? Top 5. So that was closer to what I was trying to do. They probably won't do it now. Of course not. We are going all in. Whoops, I need to go to the Sonics. Not Cage. Those picks hopefully won't be very good. Alright, now we have 2 million. We just gave half of that to Mario Ellie, but we now have 10 players. So Nate can play some shooting guard. Ellie can play some small forward, although he won't have to because I just got Derek McKee. Never mind. One of those guys is a center, so we need 2 bigs, another wing. And actually 2 more wings. 2 bigs and 2 wings, at least. Well, let's go ahead and see who we're going to aim for. Somebody who can mentor Shaq would be wonderful. So an older guy, close to the minimum, like Herb, potentially. James Edwards has 7. Somebody closer in their 30s, maybe. Those are probably the main guys I'm looking at. Kaminsky has 6. Edwards, I've been happy with 4. He has some offense. Herb, what are his badges? He has a mix. His are offensive. He's going to go down more, I would imagine, because he's 3 older and 1 worse. Not as good of a system match. Herb struggled. Power forward, Rodman. I just wanted to see how close we were. Again, an older guy. Burkowski has 4. Mahorn has an offer. Going to the Nets. That's actually who he signed with, I think, when he came back to the league. Cliff Robinson has some badges. Alright, well, let's at least get Herb here offered. Minimum. Another wing player with depth, probably an older guy, potentially. Or, Ellie's not super young. So we could go either way. For somebody that Michael Curry wasn't bad, for somebody I want, I'll just go for him. 13 badges, but he would need to play. I'm looking for somebody that doesn't need to play, which Bobby Phils was looking pretty good. He's younger, can play defense. Give him something like that. Alright, those are my offers. Okay. We will renounce Curry. Fine. And get all those guys agreed to. Fine. It's just under the cap. So we'll need another big, probably a power forward. Of course, he wants a long contract. Matt Geiger didn't get signed as the first pick of the second round. Could probably try him. We do a 2-year deal and just get him on the team. And then we said another wing, probably a small forward. Preferably a real guy. Royal, we gave a chance. He's not getting another one. There's a big drop off here, and nobody I really want down here. Maybe Chucky Brown. Sam Mack, rookie. All right, is there a shooting guard we could move to small forward? I guess we could just try Curry. He did all right. We're over the salary cap, so let's not sign. Well, Herb, is he still going to go for the minimum for me? I'd rather have Geiger than worry about Curry, so I guess we'll do that. Let's just move forward. Alright, we have $75,000, and Michael Curry will sign for the minimum. And that would be a full team. Larry Bird did not get signed yet. Rodman looking to go to Minnesota to be their best player. Alright, we've got a team now. Let's do some number changing here. 54, 52. He's been 32, and what else was he? Actually, he's only been 32. I was actually thinking, like, Shaq was only 32 because Catledge was on the team when he got drafted. Otherwise, he would have been 33. So I thought, like, do we give Shaq 33? I don't know. Let's do 42. Curry was 20 and 34, which was, wow, that's there. Ellie's 20. I'd rather him be 17. Let's make Curry 20. 32, 31. He should be 10, which is BJ, and BJ, I think it's been 11 on other teams. He was 11 and 2. Oh, that's Daryl. 11, 10. Was Daryl any other numbers than 10? We have everybody. All our point guards want to be number 10. He was also 3, which is Dennis Scott, so let's be 13. 18, 14, 10, 3. Take a look at this team. I like it. I'm anxious to see how many of them go up. Herb Williams is the only old guy on the team. Uh-oh. I probably should have signed a young guy instead of Curry or Phils. But we could also do some trades. At least we have a mentor for Shaq. That's the main thing. And Ellie can maybe mentor Scott. I don't know, 5 years difference. We'll see. All right. I think we just move on through. I don't know why that's still there. Hopefully Larry Bird gets signed at some point. Rodman still hasn't agreed. He doesn't want to live in Minnesota. Why is Minnesota not signing him? All right, here we go. Horace Grant went up 1. We got BJ going up 2. McKee stayed. Anderson stayed. Ellie stayed. Scott, I don't know what order they're in. I guess, it's based on their anger, I'd imagine. Yes, he's still very, very mad. Campbell's up 2, Williams up 2, Phils is up 2, Herb's down, Armstrong's up, Curry's up. All right. Now let's take a look through the league to see what changed. I'm hoping that some of those good guys ended up getting signed, or at least they will once we advance the season. Oh, I guess I want to see if people change. So this Mavericks team that made the finals just shouldn't. Kenny went up 3. Mutombo's up 3. They signed Divock. Makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. Don't understand the logic that these teams use. Like, you don't have a small forward. Sign a small forward. They also got Del Curry. So, I don't know. Reggie's down 2. They did lose Rodman. Olajuwon's down 1. Spurs lost David Robinson. And there he is on the Suns. So the Suns look to be like finals favorites. Oh boy. How do they have money for him? They still are under the cap. Wow. Because Marley doesn't make that much. So they don't have... Well, Chambers is still a decent power forward option. I took 2 of their role players, but they're still looking in decent shape. They had a pretty deep team to begin with. Larry Bird is the one that the Timberwolves ended up signing. So at 36, he's going to lead that team to the lottery. Oh. Warriors didn't change. Michael Jordan's still the best player. A couple guys went down, though. Sixers look about the same. Bucks drafted Mourning. Rodman's on the Bullets. That actually makes them decent. They were a top 10 pick. They got Bernard King back, who I think was another guy. Yeah, he did end up playing some games, even though he should have missed the whole season. Bulls Cows didn't go down. He's not happy still. Drafted LaFonso Ellis. Cavs. Brandon only went up 1. Celtics lose Bird. Reggie Lewis is still hurt. It's not looking good for Boston. A lot of teams looking pretty much the same. Steve Smith went up 4. Johnson's up. They signed Spud Webb. Oh, they got Bogues back too. They have Bogues and Webb. That's funny. Rick Smits is on the Kings. Interesting. Harvey Grant goes to the Knicks. So did Reggie Williams. What's up with that? Alright, advance. We don't care about the Summer League. We don't care about that. Hopefully Elden Campbell can be healthy again. Let's use our draft class. Penny Hardaway had a nice showing, I would say. George Mirasan, look at him go. Alright, well, let's go ahead and make Shaquille O'Neal untouchable. Sounds like a good idea. I don't know that anybody else is necessarily untouchable. I guess Horace Grant is until he does anything wrong. I am curious where I am in the power rankings. Probably still pretty... Oh, I'm 11th. 11th in that one. And that one. And 25th in that one. Which, that's more based on recent stuff, so... Alright, I was going to see who is a better center between Campbell and Williams. Williams goes up 1, so does Campbell, and Campbell's taller. So we'll go with him. We got Curry goes up at small forward. Alright, between Campbell and Williams. Williams is a better rebounder, but Campbell's a better defender. Alright. I'm going to do a quick look at the rotation, and then we'll give it a rest. No, BJ's starting. And no, Nick Anderson's starting. What are they doing? Dennis Scott's the 6th man. Ellie might not play as much as I first expected him to, but... why is Elden Campbell not active? Oh, because he was hurt. That's right. Williams, not in the rotation. Herb Williams, that is. So we have an extra big, an extra wing, an extra point. He can actually be probably in front of those because he was good last year. I'm actually going to look up to see how many minutes Shaq played as a rookie. I think it was like 38 or something. 37.9. So let's go for it. So based on that, we'll give Campbell 10. Horace should play more than he did. Do like 35. Let's do 13 and then 10 for Williams. McKee should play more than that as well, but he doesn't necessarily need to on this team. Like 32, because Dennis Scott needs to play quite a bit. Anderson was fighting injuries the whole year and angry. Let's do 18, 16. And then BJ and McMillan can be somewhat split. So maybe McMillan's my 6th man, actually, minutes-wise. 3D needs to play more than that. We are 10-man. Don't want to do zone that often. I don't want standard playbook. I guess we could try the 92 Magic playbook. Where is it? Or 95 Magic. I've got 4 of those players. Shaq Grant, Scott, and Anderson. So let's give it a try. Alright. So I might make some tweaks to this, but it's going to be close to this at least to start off the season. And yeah, I'll go ahead and get like the mentors and training and stuff done before I go live next and kick off the season. Be interesting to see how many games we have to play to match our wins from last year, which was 6. I think this team has more than 6 wins in it. I don't necessarily see it making a championship run, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. I'll probably continue things tomorrow at some point. But till then, Shushack Redemption is out.